boring radio alert is now over.
FYI, boring, sluggish commentaries are not allowed.
Boring, sluggish commentaries are not allowed.
UPK.
UPK is
Genius on air.
UPK is genius on air.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
Welcome once again to another episode of UPK. Today is Friday. Hashtag it's Friday with UPK. Yeah. We're all very excited for this episode because we will be talking about pets. Our baby. The title of our show for tonight is Let's Talk About Pets, Baby. Yeah. Because we treat our pets like our babies or family members, right?
That's
true. So, yun ang naisip namin na title for this episode. And we hope that you will have as much fun as we sure will be having for tonight. We'll give you tips on how to take care of your pets, tips that we formulated on our own from experience. And also, we will be sharing with you our experience with the pets that we have. The most common is dog, cats. Well, we have a bird.
We have a zoo at home.
We
need their turtles.
I vouch for that. Yeah, and we used to have a bunny. Yeah. Oh, anyway, we're rambling on. So, if you have any suggestions, if you have anything to share with us, please do let us know. Our Facebook page is www.facebook.com/usapkabataan and our Twitter account is
At UPK is Genius on Air.
Please follow us on Twitter and our Instagram account is
At Genius on Air.
Yes, follow us also on Instagram. And if you have any topic suggestion, you're welcome to give them to us. Just send us a PM on our Facebook page and we'll try to answer in as soon as possible time. All right? So, I'm sure that everyone's doing great.
Yes.
Awesome.
It's
Everyone
another
pumped up?
Friday, yeah.
Yes.
I like what you're wearing today, Kurt.
you. It's for the new movie.
Oh, Suicide Squad.
Yeah, yun
I get
pala
it.
yun.
Nice.
Excited
Excited
about
for
it.
it.
Okay.
Nice.
So, let's talk about pets. Who here has a pet or pets? You used to have a pet, right, Kurt?
Yep.
So you can raise your hand.
Had.
Had. He's in here.
Yeah, he's in
heart.
here. He's in here.
Okay, the name of your pet is
Kirby.
Kirby.
Yeah.
Okay. Kirby was the only dog you had.
No, actually I had another dog before him and another dog before him. Yeah, the first one was a dog named Bingo that I had when I was 5. Yeah, that's why I named him actually. That's why I named him actually because that was the first nursery rhyme that I knew.
That is so cute.
Old MacDonald had a
Bingo.
yeah. Eventually he was moved to the farm and I'm glad to say that he's still doing
really?
well. Yeah.
Oh, he's still alive.
He's still alive.
That's good.
Wow.
But he's not with me anymore because they moved him to the farm. So it really is.
A family friend?
So he's a senior.
No,
family
he's a
din.
family member. Yeah.
Saan province?
Las Piñas.
May farm sa Las Piñas,
Yep.
dun dinala. Okay. So ganun pala yun. Kapag ka nasa wild.
Yeah. That's their version of wild.
The farm.
The farm.
Mas nagiging matagal ang buhay nila. Kasi, okay. Who else here has a pet from the farm? I'm guessing.
I have I don't know how many. I think about nine
Nine?
dogs.
You got 9 dogs.
In
the farm?
Pangasinan, it's not a farm; it's a homestead. It's
Oh,
Wow.
it's a homestead. It's a homestead.
Sorry.
it's a compound, so it's least to say. But our dogs are. We have about 5 chow chows.
Wow.
We used to have 6, but sadly one passed away.
So cute.
And we have a bulldog, a pit bull, and a half-breed golden retriever. And
Is it a French or English food?
it's French. It's the
That you got the face.
and aside from that, we also have Askell dogs as our guard dogs who
Their
protect.
guard dog.
To protect the pure breed.
The Askell dogs are the ones protecting the high-end dogs.
So I feel like there's like a case system
So-
between their dogs.
Case
Those
system.
are like the
Why?
bodyguards of your dogs.
The
They're
dogs
actually
have
more
developed.
buff than the chow chows.
Wow.
No, I think the reason why they have them is because they find that the chow chows are a bunch of sissies, so they
Yeah.
need guarding.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
The
Just
story
kidding.
is actually we had the Askell dogs first. They were like our first pets, and then one of us actually bought the high-end dogs.
high-end dog considered ang Chow Chow because high maintenance daw ang Chow Chow.
Yeah, especially in an environment
tropical
like this. Yeah.
country, tropical climate like we
Yeah.
have. Yung, di ba we have a Chow Chow?
Yes.
His name is Choki. Si Choki, he has a skin problem. Every year, during summer especially, nagkakaroon siya ng heat spot. So, naiirita siya he keeps scratching himself. So what he does, he sometimes removes his own fur, diba?
Yeah.
So nagkakaroon siya ng sugat. It's not disgusting really. It's
dry.
kawawa
Yeah,
naman
yeah,
siya.
but you know,
It's
that's
like,
the
for
thing,
example,
it's-
human skin and it's very dry. When it
Yeah.
Show me skin asthma.
Yes.
there.
So the doctor said naman na it's not mange. It's just allergy from food. Yun ang sinabi niya. So we cannot eat him anything with meat. Gluten-free. Do you have the same problem with your Chow Chow? Kasi
I don't know. Our Chow Chows, they have really thick fur. And
I imagine
think
fur balls running around.
Yeah,
Because they have
yeah.
5, right? So it's like a pack of fur balls.
When they were like smaller, there used to be 6, so there were like 6 cotton balls running around. And they
Are they
did,
all
like,
brown?
fur. Oh no, there are 3 brown and 3 light, like this color. Cream
6
brown.
cotton balls. It's like cotton balls that we use for
foundation.
foundation.
Oh my
I see it running around.
And they're like really fast for Chow Chows, which I'm surprised because they're like lions running around.
It's the fur.
That's the
It
fur.
gives them
How do
that
you
confidence.
keep them? Kasi like what we have with our Chow, diba? How do you keep them with that kind of
My
Fur.
cousin is the one who takes care of them. What he does is, after grooming, he has to wipe out the water in order so that the water wouldn't stain the fur,
ang tiyaga?
and at the same time he brushes them.
He's the one who grooms them. He doesn't take them to work.
Wow.
No, he's the one who grooms them.
Wow.
So you really have to take out the water. 'cause-
Yeah. And
That's
he has
He
2
spends
brushes
his whole day, no?
because he
Yeah.
can't mix the dark brown, and the cream.
Why? Why can't he mix the 2 brushes?
No, because then the hair of the brown will go to the cream. So he has 2 brushes for the 2.
So siya yung kinikilalang amo ng mga
Yeah,
Chow.
they love him so much. Like they would they would put their backs on him. They would like hug him.
Like what Choki does, no?
Yeah.
Ang galing. Is there a special diet that you give them?
They bought them pedigree. That's like their only food. They're not allowed for any other.
I have a question. Kasi we have, diba? We have 9 dogs now. We used to have 10. We lost Duke, our mini pincher. We have
11 actually. And Princess.
11, yeah, and Princess. No, 10 with Princess na. So 8 na lang ngayon.
No, they're 9 natin.
Okay, let's count them one by one, ah. We'll share. We have Shiro, our white Siberian Husky. We have Binky, our German Shepherd, and Baron and Buddy, also German Shepherds. And then we have our German Shepherd and Husky mix. We have Popcorn, Peggy,
and Tara.
And then we have Diego, our
and Choki.
Pitbull, and Choki. So we still have 9. Yeah, we had 11.
Yes, 11. I remember feeding them every single day. 11 bowls all stacked there.
We lost Princess recently, diba? May, nung
last
birthday month niya. Diba? Nung birthday niya. We lost her kasi I think she ate something. Tapos, within 24 hours lang. No, sorry. Not even 24 hours.
Just a few hours. Actually.
Like 6 hours. Within 6 hours, we lost her na. She got poisoned or something. Kasi, that's one thing that we would like everyone to know, that in order for you to avoid losing a pet, losing a loved one in that way, na napopoison sila, please make sure that their surroundings are clean and you don't allow them to roam around in an unfamiliar place, and then there's food, there's something that they can ingest, and you don't know if that leftover has been doused with chemicals or something that is poisonous, diba? It's not just dangerous to your pets, it's also dangerous to humans as well. If let's say for example, hindi nga ma-poison yung pet mo, pero when they come in contact with your kids or you, baka naman ikaw magkaroon ng problem. Okay? So, we'll get back to you on Let's Talk About Pets, baby. But right now, we'll have to take a break.
Lights go out and I can't be saved. Tides that I tried to swim against brought me down upon my knees. Oh, I beg and plead, singing, come out of things unsaid. Shouldn't I pull off my
our show.
Welcome back.
Hi guys.
We're talking about pets, just in case you just tuned in right now. The title of our topic is...
Let's talk about pets, baby.
Let's talk about pets. Okay. So kanina, in case you missed it, we were talking about yung pets ni Steph, yung Chow Chow, 'di ba? We asked, alam mo, napakainit dun sa Pangasinan, and I am amazed na kinwento mo na maano pa rin yung...
They got healthy fur.
Yeah, they have healthy fur. They don't have skin problems.
When it's really hot, they like cry. So my cousin has to like wet the place.
Oh, sweet naman talaga nung cousin mo, no?
He loves dogs a lot. He takes care of them like 24/7.
He should. Oh, I have
That guy
a proposal.
deserves a gold star.
Yeah, I have a proposal. Just built up there. Okay. In case you missed it, kanina we were talking about how to keep your dogs healthy and how to avoid them getting poisoned when they're outside or basta man na lang sila may makain dyan. Speaking of, we have Kate here for the tips on what to give and not to give your pets, or what not to give your pets.
Here, I have a list of foods that you are not aware that it isn't good for them. So number 1 is chocolate.
Oh my god.
Chocolate.
Binky loves chocolate.
What?
Yes, he does.
But-
You know, one time I was eating chocolate and then I dropped a small piece on the floor. He ran. He came out of nowhere. He ran and ate it. And I was like,
How did he know it?
I don't know.
Wait, Ate Kate. So what happens if dogs eat chocolate?
Well, they're not really allowed with sugar. So in general,
sugar.
they're not allowed with sugar and chocolate.
It makes their tummy really bad.
Oh. Binky is wow.
Yeah.
Super dog, man.
And second is milk. Yeah, they need milk, but the best kind of milk for them is the one that comes from their mom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You can't give them powdered milk or
Cow's milk.
yeah.
Processed milk.
Processed
You can't.
Next is cheese.
Okay.
Not
Cheese,
good too.
milk.
Milk.
Makes sense.
Makes
It's like
sense.
dairy
Duke's
products.
favorite.
Yeah.
Because
No.
chocolate's
Still
also
allowed.
dairy,
Yeah.
right? So probably dairy
Wow.
products.
Not good.
Sad.
Next is onion. It's a big no. It
Onion.
causes something in their stomach.
Kasi onion is a very good antioxidant in the body, and what happens to them is they're not able to salivate.
Oh.
Eh, di ba
So-
their tongue is one way for them to perspire. They don't
Yeah.
have they don't have sweat glands like we do.
Yeah.
That is one of the reasons, but that is not the main reason.
Okay.
Macadamia nuts.
Yeah,
No,
dairy
no.
products definitely.
Yeah, I can see
No.
the
Yeah, I can
the
see
fat
the rundown.
relation.
And next, garlic. Garlic,
yeah,
no,
garlic.
don't
Garlic.
give them garlic.
no.
Grapes. I thought grapes was good for them
them.
because it's a fruit.
healthy,
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, I
fruit.
used to give
Natural.
Sandy that.
You know,
But
I
then when I saw this list, I was like, okay, I
I
will
have
never give
confessions
grapes
to make.
again.
I accidentally gave Shiro a grape, but then he was still very happy to eat it. Nothing happened to him.
Thank God, but
Yeah, he ate the grape.
Grapes and then
avocados. Not good for dogs.
Wow.
it's good for
Cambodia.
dog.
Yeah, not good.
It's not good for
No,
dog.
no.
No.
Okay.
No, avocados.
Avocados?
Next are apple cores. No give.
Yeah, yung gitna.
No.
Kahit naman sa
But you
tao
can give them the apple.
Parang you're so mean naman, no? Kakainin mo yung buo, yung gitna, o sa'yo na yan.
The seeds and all that.
Yeah.
Yeast dough. Don't give them
That
bread.
would be yeah.
Next is caffeine.
Yeah. Kasi, mabilis,
Palpitate.
di ba, caffeine,
Palpitates.
it doesn't actually, kung sobra, pero what happens is, ganun din, magpa-palpitate din sila. They're not built like us, eh. Maliliit
Okay.
lang yung mga puso nila. And then,
And lastly is
Small
bacon.
bacon?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Bacon, no. It
Bacon.
gives them skin problems, eh. That's processed meat.
So, generally processed
You're
meat
gonna
like
lose fur.
spam and all that.
Yeah, not
Anything
Bawal.
processed. tastes
That's
good.
another one of Binky's favorite bacon.
good, but no.
When you really are not allowed with something,
You know,
Yeah.
there are
great for
moments
Yeah.
when Andre and I would...
kanino bang aso si Binky?
Ate Kuyas.
Kay Kuya.
mostly.
Di ba? Kay Kuya.
There are
So,
moments, when we
cook bacon at home, and then I think he prays for it that it falls down. Like
He could smell
we
it.
make a mistake and it just falls on the floor. You know what he does? He runs towards where you are, where
Overweight
you're
siya, pero
and
all of a
eats it.
sudden, he's not
Sprint.
overweight kasi he sprints towards the bacon.
Yeah, like I'm so healthy.
Yeah.
Bacon.
Like this morning, I was cooking bacon in the kitchen, and then Binky was still there in the garage. He came out of the garage, and then he was just there by the gate, staring at me, waiting for the bacon to fall. It was so creepy and cute. He's like, fall. It's like his eyes were really big, and it's like he was praying that it really would fall.
So common sa atin, ang pets natin are dogs, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. How old was Kirby?
He was 6.
6 years old.
He
The,
was.
the oldest dog that we had was Princess, diba? She's about 8 years old. We had Robin. Robin was 6 years old. Robin is our Rottweiler. She died 3 years ago. Right? Tapos, tawag dito. What happened naman with Robin? Okay. Please be careful with how you feed your pets. Kasi, normal na sa atin ngayon, here in the Philippines, since dumadami yung merong mga pets as family members, kasi what used to be was, the notion is that dogs are there to guard the door of the house. So makikita mo, it is a normal thing here in the Philippines na yung aso nakatali sa may pinto. And then the owner, pagka may bisita siya, hihilahin niya yung leash ng dog, yung chain ng dog para makapasok yung visitor niya. Pero the dogs are there as an alarm system. That was the practice. Pero ngayon, nagbabago na. You will see small dogs, tiny dogs in cages, and even those imported dogs naman also in cages or nakatali, ganyan. Kasi iba na ngayon yung treatment sa dogs. More than an alarm system, family members na sila. For others naman, nasa loob ng bahay. We have German Shepherds, we have so common, but we also have cats.
Yes.
Inside and outside the house. Who else here has a different pet? Aside from a dog.
Well,
Cat.
We have a cat.
2 actually.
2 cats.
before it became illegal, our family owned a myna bird.
Ah, really?
Yeah.
What happened to the myna bird?
Actually, we got him. Sorry, his name is Bobby. We
Bobby.
we didn't get her. My grandmother from my mother's side got her, and it lived all the way until about 2 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah, so
matagal na siya sa family.
Yeah, they got her when mom was still in college. Sorry, I keep on forgetting.
That's a really long
Bobby.
Whoa.
Since college pa si mommy mo.
Yep.
Oh, okay. And myna birds are very talkative.
Yes.
What words did he learn? Did
Well,
Bobby?
He learned how to say good morning. He learned how to say Mama Rosie. Yeah.
That's the name of your grandmom?
Yep. He also learned how to say Indy, which is my mom's nickname, because of Cindy.
Oh.
Yeah. He also learned how to say Bobby.
And know his own name.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a his.
Bobby.
Okay. Bobby. How about the others? Anyone else?
We used to have a white cat. I forgot what breed it was, but my bulldog played with the cat. He would run around the house, and there was one accident that was fatal for the cat. So that was the last time.
Because they were playing?
Yeah.
Oh.
And the dog
they were
was really
friends.
sad. Yeah.
Oh, they were like.
They were like
Nabagsakan
best
siya ng
friends.
furniture?
No, she went on the road.
Oh, the road! It's the road! It's the road!
Yeah, she went on the road
Oh.
and she got hit.
Sorry, I'm not smiling because of what happened. I'm smiling because of what Ate said. I'm so
What?
sorry.
Kasi we had a cat before eh. What happened to our
the
cat?
furniture fell
Yeah.
on
yung-
your cat and
yung
it died?
Guys,
Yeah, yung kabayo sa pag nagpa-plancha, nabagsakan siya.
Oh my god.
Oo, pagtalon niya from the stairs, na-tip niya yung
let's,
So terrible.
can we talk about Jane for a minute? You
Yeah.
guys remember Jane?
Yeah,
You guys
si
remember
Cat Jane. What
Jane?
happened to
Yeah.
Jane?
Jane is still fine. She's doing very well. You know.
Isn't she?
Yeah, she's not with us.
neighbor's house now?
Yeah, she is.
So the neighbor loved Jane.
Yeah.
You know what I like about Jane, unlike our tiny cat Speedy, is Jane will cling to you.
Yeah.
Jane will cling to you, Jane will stay with you, and Jane will not wander off. Our cat Speedy, oh my goodness, she's siguro
leashed.
4 or 5 months na
Yeah.
ba? The reason why we keep her on a leash is because
A
she
leash.
gets
It's a
into the
cat.
tiny
It's a
she
cat.
gets into the corner,
Yeah.
like the deepest corners of the house. Sobrang may cabinet dyan. Tapos hindi ka magtataka ka ba, paano siya nagkasya sa ilalim ng cabinet? Parang less than a foot lang yung measurement nung paanong cabinet. So yung space mababa lang talaga. So nagkakasya siya doon na pagkakasya niya yung katawan niya. So nangyayari sa kanya, tapos nandun pa siya sa corner talaga, sa dulo ng cabinet. Ang hirap niyang kunin. We're scared baka mawalan siya ng hangin doon, masuffocate siya.
Oh.
And her name precedes herself as well.
She's
So
Speedy.
quick.
Yeah.
The
Speedy.
cracks.
The only way to call her though is you shake food.
Just
Yeah,
like,
you
and
learn
just like
food.
you,
Paano
just like her
kapag
big brother
iwanan natin
Putot.
siya, diba? We're out of the house the
Yeah.
whole day. What will happen to her? No one is there
To get her out of the tiny space.
with food, right? Okay, we'll take a break first, and then when we come back, we will talk about again, of course, one of our one that pulls our heartstrings. We will be talking about pets again when we come back.
UPK.
UPK is
Genius on air.
UPK is genius on air.
Welcome back to our show.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Meow. And ano yun? Ruff. Woof.
Ruff, what is that?
But that is one of the diba? Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Ah,
Myra
Joe.
was so serious about it. Ruff.
Because I wasn't sure. Rough. I was like, rough.
Go. Yeah.
Paano tumatawa ang French na pusa?
Paano?
Lamau.
Lemao.
Lemao.
Speaking of lemao, pag-usapan natin ng funniest antics ng pet.
Oh, I have a funny story. Well, it's not really an antics, but it's we have 2 cats and we gave him like thug life nicknames.
Yeah.
So Ateric has a cat named Nikita, and there's this pregnant cat who stays in our house, and she's called Regina because she has a habit of using us for food and then goes away when she doesn't want us anymore. Yeah,
Just like
she's
Regina George.
Yeah, she's like a boss. So since Ateric's cat is kind of like a pill shape when she just rests, Kate named her Lil Pill, so that's her thug life name. And then the pregnant cat, she's called Big Mama, so he got Lil Pill and Big Mama.
Cute. Okay. Funniest antics and tricks. Sama na natin ang tricks. Funniest antics, we have our Siberian Husky. For those of you who has a Husky, or meron kayong Alaska Malamute, or any dog that is from a direct descendant ng wolf family, we know that they howl a lot. They don't like to bark. Diba? May kwento ka?
Yes.
Ali?
Yesterday, what happened is, Shiro was, it was raining.
Kasi
So,
si Shiro, our white husky, ayaw niya ng ulan, ayaw niya ng kulog, basta ayaw niya ng natatakot siya sa kulog, kidlat, at ulan.
Because he doesn't know how to bark, so he just cries a lot. You know, sometimes he has this habit of crying for someone who's near him. So what he did was, since Kuya Edwin was just outside, he was crying for Kuya Edwin in a very dramatic manner, like
Pero
something's
ang
wrong with
weird
him.
kasi, it's like he knows our names.
Yes.
Yeah.
He
He
knows
can
how to
somehow
say
pronounce.
Andre's name, and he even knows how to say my name. But when it comes to Ate and Kuya, it's either Mama or Papa.
Yeah, when he can somehow pronounce the syllable, you could hear it.
Ano yung, paano siya mag-howl kahapon?
He's like, Edwin! Something like that. You could really hear the Ed and the wind. It was so funny.
But tapos when he sees me and he's doing his spoiled brat attitude, he does, Mama, paulit-ulit. And when
it's just non-stop,
Kuya,
Mama,
he goes,
Mama.
da. Ang weird, diba? Pero you know about Mishka the talking husky, diba? So parang ganun din si Shiro. Maybe we can develop him.
Probably.
In talking.
I love you. But the funniest part is his kids, his puppies, they don't cry whenever it rains or it has a thunderstorm.
I haven't even heard
they're just
them bark.
nothing.
Yeah, they're like the calmest puppies.
Peggy
There
barks
was one
though.
time I saw them, they were looking strangely at their dad like, oh my god, what's our dad doing? Why is he crying? What's wrong?
Peggy barks though. She barks like a male dog. It's scary.
Yes.
One time there was a mailman, and then she was by the gate. she looked so happy, and then when she saw the baby, like, oh. I was thinking I left Binky out, but then I remember Kuya Edwin bringing him out for a walk, and then what? Which dog is that? And it was Peggy.
What about you, Kurt? Want to share what Kirby does?
When I take Kirby out for a walk, he's going to lazily lump himself around. Sometimes I need to drag him along. He's like, come on. And then after that, it's like he knows when it's time for us to go back home. And no matter how far we go, it's like he senses it. Like he feels me when it's time for us to go home. And when it's time for us to go home, he's literally gonna drag me. He's gonna run fast.
Ayaw niya lumalabas ng bahay.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's unhealthy for him because he's a bulldog and he gets tired easily.
Yeah.
But he doesn't care because he's going home.
I've got like 3 stories. The Chow Chow, the Pit Bull, and the Bulldog. The Bulldog, it's since she salivates a lot, so she's stinky. And the other dog doesn't like hanging around with her because of her stench. And she tends to like breathe out a lot. So every time she's like near a dog, she's like my personal puppy, Voltra, she's my pit bull. She's like, oh!
Iniiwasan niya.
Yeah, and she's like, the bulldog's the type of dog that likes to bulldoze other dogs. Like, she runs and then she like headbutts other dogs.
Like a battering ram.
The Chow Chows, they're like Siga, right? So they're like pretending to be the boss, and then the bulldog comes out and smashes them to the floor. And Voltra, she's like the cutest dog you'll ever meet. She'll like hug you, she'll try to like talk to you, but she's so heavy. So she'll push you down and then try to hug you.
Speaking of pit bulls, our pit bull Diego, we already taught him tricks. Whenever we feed him, we would make him sit down and then wait for a while before he would actually get to eat. So what I do is I just put the bowl here, and then he's just like literally just a few inches away. And then before I go down, I would say go, and that's the time he eats. Sometimes I'm already downstairs and he's still not eating because he's waiting for my sign of go.
Yeah,
I remember our dog Princess, the matriarch of our dog family. The trick that I taught her was every time I come home from grocery shopping, I give her each canned meat or each canned good, and then I give it to her. She puts it in her mouth and she comes inside the house and puts it down and then comes back to me and gets another one.
Cool.
Yeah, that's a trick that I taught her, and she's also very good at opening a coconut.
She can open a coconut.
She's fast.
Yes. Tinatanggalan niya ng yun, 'di ba, makikita mo kinakat yun ng ng nagtitinda ng buko. Pero sa kanya, she rips off the shell. The husk, sorry, the coconut husk. She likes the meat. Yes, the meat. Yes, sorry.
Meat inside.
And then that's one of her. Oh my God, she can do that in less than 2 minutes.
And whenever you give her a ball, it would be hers and hers alone. She can never share it with the other dogs.
And then when she gets bored, she has a tennis ball kasi nandun siya sa kabilang lote. Open yung gate. She drops the ball and then waits for someone, a pedestrian walking by, to throw her back the ball. That's how she plays. Yes. And then she knows how to play with the frisbee too. No matter Princess, we miss you so much. Okay, so what about best memories with your pets?
Ooh, I have a memory.
I do. Me too.
Okay, go.
My best memory with Nikita is when I take her with me to the vet because she has an appointment and the doctor will check her up.
She called the doctor. I'm gonna check you out.
When I drive there, she feels agitated and she likes to roam around. So what I did was I made her sit on my lap and then I keep stroking her to calm her down. I stroke her back and then it got to a point that she got used to it. So whenever we're in the car, she always just stays on my lap whenever we go to the vet.
Cutie.
I remember this time with Sandy. Actually, we were removing ticks. I was removing ticks. And for some reason, from her. And for some reason, when I was removing the ticks, she felt so comfortable that she fell asleep. Because she doesn't like it when she sees the tweezers, you clip it like that, she's going to run away. But for some reason, when I was removing her ticks, she just fell asleep. I noticed that her head was so heavy on my foot. And then I saw her, she was just like this. It is so cute.
I remember our small dog Duke. He died a few years ago, but
Last year.
Just last year when he's still in our hearts, and sometimes we feel he's there. Whenever someone's downstairs and everybody was already upstairs at night, Duke would have the habit of waiting for you before he goes upstairs to sleep. He would just, I would, sometimes we would tell him, oh, Duke, you go upstairs now, it's okay. But he would just stay there and put his paw up like this and look at you and wait for you until you get to where he was already.
Sometimes I would also notice late at night, even if he's sleeping, he will wake up because he knows somebody's awake, and then he'll accompany you downstairs and then go back up with you.
so cute.
He does that. He's such a loving dog. My best memory also with Duke is whenever ate, kuya, and I would go out, I usually wait in the sala and I'm sitting on the couch. Sometimes I fall asleep, and then when I wake up, Duke's there by my side. He's sleeping with me.
Do you guys believe in adopting?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why not?
Is it better to buy or adopt?
Adopt. I think it's better to adopt.
There's nothing wrong with buying though, but it's like we're supporting puppy mills, diba? Yung breeders kasi may mga irresponsible breeders, what they do is they overbreed
For a quota.
Yes, I read this article in CaesarWay.com. Caesar Milan said that he encourages people not to buy pets in the mall because they may seem adorable and cute, but they are a product of those mothers who are abused because sometimes they overbreed certain dogs, especially the ones that become famous or in because of it's a trend and everybody finds it cute.
In order to continue the bloodline.
Yes.
Yung kung kanino nang galing, they breed and breed. Tapos kasi yun yung isa sa mga pitfalls ng having an association kasi parang naka-register doon. But we're not saying anything against associations though. But what we're saying is who we are against are the irresponsible breeders.
Yes.
So why shop when you can adopt? You know, parang kung merong mas nangangailangan ng love and care, doon tayo sa mga iniwanan, pinabayaan na abuse. Yung mga binibili naman natin ng mga pets, there's nothing wrong with that. If you can afford it, why not? They're also giving them a home instead of getting locked up in that cage for months or years.
Yes.
'Di ba? Pero also, yung mga may pinagdaanan na horrible past, there's nothing wrong with adopting. You can check out the most famous ones here is in POS or in Cara, 'di ba? And other agencies. And also, please be careful kasi there is a drive here in our country wherein yung dog pound. So, please be responsible, dog owners or pet owners. Keep your dogs inside your house. Don't let them roam around kasi may mga nagnanakaw. At meron din naman na yung mga dog pound, kinukuha nila yung mga pets natin. So, what happens to them? They end up getting euthanized kasi if matagal walang facility ang isang barangay or municipality to care for them, ni-euthanize ang yung dog. So, I think we also have to be able to there is a movement already. There's a bill passed to change that. So, may animal rights na rin din po dito sa atin in the Philippines. Okay. So, I'll be giving the tips and then we'll answer why we love our pets. Okay? First tip. Give your pet loads of exercise. And tips on how to take care of your pets to. Give your pet loads of exercise and spend time with them. Of course, you can't give your cats loads of exercise unless teach them tricks. Yeah. Speaking of our cat, we have a tabby cat, di ba?
Yes, really big.
So chubby. Cat putot. And then spend time with them. You know one trick that I learned from my cat putot. I stroke him from his tail at the back and at his back, and then pataas against the growth of his hair. He likes it. He purrs when I do that. So try that on your pet, on your cat. Spend time with your dog. They need loads of exercise. Just like us, they need to be fit. Okay, next. Give them a weekly bath, or if you have time, give them a bath 3 times a week. Kung tayo nga araw-araw, how much more pets? Yeah. Matatanggal yung amoy nila and they'll also be healthy. And then pet food can be simpler than pellets. Pellets are not the only answer. If you can buy yung bone marrow.
Yeah, that's very good.
Soup bone, that's what it's called. There, the soup bone.
You could also give them malunggay or lemongrass.
Yeah.
You boil it with lemongrass or malunggay. It's very healthy for the dog. And even the cats, pwede yun sa kanila. Yung ano lang, broth lang, no? Okay? And then put rice in it. There's nothing wrong with feeding them rice, but not so much. You know, we don't want them high in sugar. And then don't forget to tell them that you love them every day.
Yes.
They know when you do love. Even with birds. We have a bird. His name is Kimmy. When we talk to him, even though he kind of shouts at us already, and
Kimmy likes to dance.
yeah,
he
likes dancing.
he shakes his
I
butt
ju-
all the
yeah,
time.
and I discovered something new about Kimmy. He likes
The soundtrack of Chef.
the
right?
soundtrack of Chef. So Puerto Rican music. I guess.
Yeah, Latin music in particular.
Latin music in
He
particular.
reminds me of
He
the bird.
dances.
He reminds me of Blue.
I remember the first time I played it, Kate told me he was sitting in the corner of the cage and he was just listening. He's just still. He's just there.
And then he danced.
And then, whenever he sees me now, he twitters at me as if asking me to play the songs again.
I'll try that with him. Okay. Next, please clean their space or wherever it is in whichever part of your house that you keep them. Keep their space clean morning and evenings. Nobody wants to sleep in a place filled with dirt and filth. So please keep them clean. That avoids also them getting sick. And then do not tie them or keep them locked the whole day. It goes back to our first rule wherein you have to keep them healthy with exercise. Then coconut oil. This is what we discovered. If you have dogs, if you have cats who has fleas and ticks, coconut oil. What we do is we put coconut oil on our pets and then we keep them for like 15 minutes with coconut oil and then warm water. We rinse them with warm water and then we give them a bath. Makikita mo talaga yung ticks and fleas.
It just falls
Yeah, they
off.
fall
Dead.
off.
Dead. Yeah, they suffocate. Then, never forget to give them clean drinking water. Here in our country, it's very hot, so our pets also get hot. So even with birds, please give them clean drinking water. Okay? Do not miss out on their vaccinations. If you don't want to lose your pets early, sa first 6 months nila, there is about 3 cycles of vaccination before they get their 5-in-1, diba? And also keep them yung deworming schedule nila. Do not miss out on that. And then, in relation to it, keep the number of your vet doctor within reach.
Yes. Oh, I've got fun facts about pets. Fun feline facts. Did you guys know that cats do not have sweat glands?
They don't?
At all, yeah. They really don't.
Is that why they're so good? They're like ninjas.
Is that why they lick themselves?
They don't.
Yeah, I think so.
They do that to clean themselves.
A cat can jump as high, as much as 7 times its height.
Oh, just like Zook and his friends.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's why you'd see cats on random houses, roofs. You just see them there. Cats have 5 toes on each front paw and only 4 toes on each back paw.
Yeah, para mabilis sila maka. And then the front paw will be the one that catches them when they fall. Zook, diba? Do you have something to share with Zook? Let's talk about that later.
Alright. Zook is like the cutest adopted cat that they have in front of their house. And he's the type of cat that, like, if he sees you, he'll put his head on your leg, he'll like hug you, try to kiss your toe.
And then he'll lie down on the floor.
He's like clingy, but in a good way.
He lies down on the floor and waits there until you pet him.
Yeah.
He's a
And
very cute cat.
the best part about him is whenever he asks for food, it's not just for him, it's for his friends.
Yeah,
too.
he's a stray cat kasi. He shares his food with other stray cats. So we have about 4 stray cats now. No, 5 or 6 stray cats now. But they don't mess around our house. They just stay outside our house and then wait for us to give them food. And then when it's raining, they go at the other lot. That's where they get shelter.
Not ready for that kind of commitment. I don't want to be a house cat anymore.
Yeah. Zook actually stays in our house sometimes. Like at night, you would see in our CCTV, someone would go in through the small gate going to our kitchen. He would be there.
That's where he sleeps.
Yes.
Okay, next tip, Andre.
I've got fun facts about dogs. Dogs only sweat from the bottom of their feet.
Oh, not in their tongue?
Yeah, not in their tongue, apparently. And the only way they can discharge heat is by panting. That's why dogs are very... whenever they breathe.
Choky cries whenever the floor is hot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dogs have about 10 vocal sounds. That explains Shira's cries. And dogs do not have an appendix, apparently.
Good for them.
Yeah. And there are more than 350 different breeds of dogs worldwide.
Wow.
Wow,
250 days.
Oh yeah, and dogs have a sense of time. That's why dogs feel like it's an eternity when you're gone, waiting for you to get home, even though it's just been 10 minutes, an hour.
They don't have a sense of time.
They have a sense of time.
They know.
They know how long you've been gone.
So they cry about it whenever you come home. They would just
Yeah.
literally cry. And
So,
then when
for
you're
them,
near
time
them,
is
it's like
slower?
the best thing on earth already.
No, they have a sense of time.
They
so,
know how to
pagka
count time.
Umaga, alam nilang aalis ka.
Okay.
And then, dapat, when it's sundown, you need
He's
to be home by
expecting
that
already.
time.
That's why I remember our small dog group. He would always be near the piano, and you would see him whenever you enter the house. You would see him. He has one paw lifted up and waiting for you with his eyes wide open like this.
Yes.
Okay.
And fun facts about random pets. Exotic pets, actually. Sorry. To survive, every bird must eat at least half its own weight of in food intake each day.
And that is why the birds outside our house have like really big bulgy tummies.
A bird's heart beats 400 times per minute while they're resting.
That's why you
Americans
don't see birds getting fat.
yeah. Larger parrots such as macaws and cockatoos live more than 75 years. Wow, imagine that.
That's a really long time.
Oh, I'll give you a fun fact about our very own Philippine eagle. Our Philippine eagle, they're monogamous. Whoever they learn to
Mate with.
love.
Love.
Whoever they learn to love, that's for eternity.
Just like adult
Kaya
penguins.
konti lang sila kasi
Penguins.
pagka nawala na yung partner nila, they don't mate with another.
So
Oh.
very
Yes.
loyal. It's like true
Loyalty.
love
Mate
there.
forever. Yes,
That's so
yes.
nice.
Kung parang they get married when they find each other. They're married for life.
It's,
Hashtag.
I don't know why, but that's like sad and happy at the same time. You're happy because they're like really loyal, but you're sad because that's also one of the
What if you
reasons why
can't
they're.
find them anymore?
Yeah.
And we have a sanctuary in Davao. So
Yeah.
if ever that you drop by in Davao, please visit them there.
Think about all those
Buti
broken
pa yung
hearted.
Philippine Eagle, loyal.
May forever sa Philippine Eagle. Okay, before we give the floor to our kalakbayan Katoto, answer this last question of mine. Why do you love your pets?
I love my pet cause, well, Voltra, she's like the only one I take care of. She's cute in a way that the first time I met her, she was like the first one to initiate and contact. So she's the one who approached me. She's the one who asked for a belly rub. She's the one to ask for like at least a carry on. She's the first one to start the relationship between us.
So she's the first one that you bonded with.
Yeah.
She made the
dog.
first move.
So, yeah.
So cute. I love our dogs because despite that there's so many, our dogs, our cats, and even our bird, despite that there are a lot of them, every time I come home, it feels like they're just celebrating. They would.
There's
I
always
would
a party
hear.
when
Yes,
you're
I would. Whenever I drive. Near our house, I would hear our dogs crying so loud, and then they're all barking because they know that I'm already home. And I would see Zook run from wherever he is just to see me and to say hi. And it's just the sweetest thing.
I love our pets because when there are times when I feel sad or I feel like crying, I could run into them. Especially Nikita. Atek's pet, but I hug her. There was one time I cried, so I was crying to her. So she was getting wet and she doesn't like it.
I did that
me
with
away.
Binky naman, with your dog. He allows you kasi to like punch him.
Yes,
Playful
yes.
punch. Like if you Yeah. wanna relieve stress, you can punch him and pretend, say, Binky, play that. And it's okay. So it's really such a good feeling.
Stress.
So Kirk, how about you?
I love Kirby because he's a friend. See, one of the most memorable things that we used to do is when we were walking around and we didn't really feel like going home yet. We'd sit by the road curb, and then after he'd just sit right beside me, and then he's gonna put his head on my and then we're just gonna sit down, and then we're gonna pretend like as if, oy pare, kamusta
You had a
na?"
moment. There was a moment.
So
Yeah,
it's like a picture perfect moment.
yeah. Pare, kamusta na?
I love my pets because it's whenever I feel down, I talk to them, and it's like they're a listening friend, and listening can help really help with problems that I have. And I also, after a long day, whenever I see them at the garage, smiling, wailing, crying, it helps my tiredness go away.
I feel the same with my pets. When I see Sandy, she always greets me with a smile and a wagging tail. And then, yeah, just like Peggy. And then when I open the gate, she will make sure to stand
Say
up
hi.
and say hi and wait for me to pet her. And sometimes I don't even get to pet her because I'm carrying a lot of stuff. So I just come back and then I pet her. And then with my cat, I like that when I see her, I feel happy because I know that she likes that I'm there.
Okay. Thank you guys all so much. I had fun talking about our loving pets,
Yeah.
our family
Our
members.
extended family members.
Yes. They're not pets anymore. They're family.
family.
So
They really
please, if you have a dog, a cat, a turtle, a fish, please take care of them. Please love them with all your hearts because I'm pretty sure that they feel the same way for you. And with that, we give the floor to our Kalakbayan Katoto. I love all my fur balls, and even our angry bird. He's an angry bird. He's always mad at me. And all of our stray cats. Oh, please don't go away. We still have our GNT and our Puso sa Puso. Thank you so much for staying with us.
Don't go away yet.
Getting old is mandatory. Growing old is optional. But growing wise and noble is not bound by time and is open to all. Young in fact and young at heart. Time now for some words that uplift the soul and enrich the heart. Time for GNT. Good night talk from our Kalakbay at Katoto.
Let's talk about pets, baby. I remember my very first pet puppy. I can't remember its name anymore, but I remember the feeling when it died just a few days after I got it. That began my love affair with pets. I didn't have another pet until I became much older. When I was assigned as a formator of young college seminarians, I had a mongrel who was named Bully. Bully turned out to be worthy of the name I called him. Though small and rather skinny, he was rather quick, alert and active, and always kept an eye on me and followed me wherever I went. He was a good guard dog who kept my welfare uppermost. I don't know what he was guarding, but he did his part. Let us talk about pets now, dear young people. Bully, quite apart from being loyal to me and giving me some kind of companionship, ended up teaching me a whole lot of things for life. The first was this: you don't get a pet only to satisfy your need for one. You don't buy a bird only because you woke up on one fine day needing a living thing to give you accent to your living room. You don't go and buy a puppy only because you need to have a trophy to carry around a status symbol. In other words, you don't need to get a pet because it happens to be a fad or a trend and you needed to keep up with the Joneses. Having Bully soon taught me that having a pet meant you actually were caring enough to actually the real care for a living being who also feels hungry, thirsty, uncomfortable, and even lonely. In other words, having a pet is not all about because you need one, but because you want to care for one. It is not about getting hugs and kisses and unconditional love from a furry friend, but about being committed to provide for its everyday need for food, water, grooming, hygiene, and care. And this leads me to a whole new level than having a pet. You see, in life, we cannot all be expecting hugs and licks of kisses from friends, whether furry or flirty. Life is not all about waiting to be given something, even if we do not deserve to get anything. But life is all about giving of yourself, your talents, your time, your treasure. Many young people now are born with huge egos and homogous sense of entitlement. They think the world owes them this and that, an iPad, a smartphone, a good life, an easy life, a life without worries and burdens. They expect the whole world to be giving them what they think they need and want. Unfortunately, life, and I meant real life, not real life, is not what you get but what you give. Life is not all about getting and grabbing yourself, but about giving and giving some more. Let's talk about pets, shall we? Next time you feel that the world owes you this and that, next time you feel that the world has given you a raw deal, next time you sit and suck at because you did not what you're expecting, go get a pet. Learn from me and from your pet. You need to get a life, and you can only get it by giving it. You need to learn to care. You need to learn to think of someone else other than yourself. Once upon a time, there was this wise man who did not have a pet, but loved lambs and sheep and cared immensely for others. Although he did not have a pet, he did have the whole world under his care. That included you and me. And this is what he said: if you want to live fully, you've got to lose it. Carry your cross and follow me. He who loses his life for my sake will find it. Do you all understand now that life in its fullness is go get a pet, go care for others, go get a life by losing it for Christ's sake? Again, this is Father Yuli, filling up for Father Chito, your Kalakbayan Kadoto. Good night and God bless you all.
Good night.
A bit of perspective was what we reflected on last week. It meant having clear eyes to see the difference between what lasts and what doesn't last, like the dew that with the early morning sun passes away. Kohelet reminded us last week, transitoriness of transitoriness. Another translation puts it this way, and I love it: vanity of vanities. Jesus too would have us set our sights beyond earthly greed, beyond working for mere accumulation of material things. Take care, he says, that your heart is not overtaken by greed. Given the right perspective, we know that man ought to work for his keeps, not for his greed. Merely working for one's keep means one gets to a point when he has to say, enough. People who work on account of greed never will have enough. For the pull of the more, the better, and the greater simply does not reach a point of satiety. This Sunday, another perspectival concept juts out of all three readings. And the perspective does not have to do merely with things that last, but more so with the very last things, ta eskata in Greek, the ultimate realities of human creaturely existence. Wisdom refers to it in symbolic language as the time for the salvation of the just and the destruction of their foes. The letter to the Hebrews refers to it as a better homeland, a heavenly one, and speaks of God who has prepared a city for them. Something so important and valuable is not to be taken lightly, but prepared for seriously. Thus, the reminder from the Lord, stay awake and be ready, for you do not know on what day the Lord will come. Repeated one other time in the Gospel passage from Luke, you also must be prepared, for at an hour you do not expect the Son of Man will come. But I would like to take a little step forward this Sunday. These past 2 Sundays, we have been talking about the importance of having good vision, that is, seeing rightly. Indeed, as the gooey mantra puts it, what you see is what you get. Values seen for what they really are worth are values we work for, strive after, and aim at with the totality of who and what we are as persons. But what we value, we also love. Knowing always leads to loving. A known good is a good that attracts, that pushes us to act towards attaining it. Knowing good cannot be far from wanting good. What the mind sees as good, the heart wants as value. Insight cannot be far from heart sight. Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, in his famous work Le Petit Prince, The Little Prince, puts it so well. It is only with the heart that one sees rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eye. Mind sight, or what we often call insight, is not all there is in life. We also need heart sight. We also need to see clearly with the heart as we need to see with the mind. We need as much evaluative knowledge as conceptual knowledge. The first lines of today's gospel passage clearly point to the need for this heart sight as much as the need for insight. For where your treasure is, there also will your heart be. Peter Kreeft, writing about discernment in daily life, speaks about 7 foundational guiding principles. The first, it turns out, is what he calls hermeneutics of the heart. I love that phrase. The very first rule to follow is literally countercultural, so against the grain, as it were, as to seemingly be against common sense. People in our times would rather go for statistics, for scientific, verifiable, measurable, and quantifiable data. People would go generally for what the polls point to, the most popular decision, and what would make the majority of people happy. But Peter Kreeft wisely counsels what mass media does not counsel. Follow your heart. Follow where your heart leads to. And this does not mean being led by subjective and fleeting emotions. Far from it. It means first and foremost, having heart sight, being in love with God, being in touch with God in and through our capacity for a decision that springs from the biblical center of our personhood, the heart. St. Augustine knew it by experience, and he was right all along. He said, Ama et fac quod vis. Love and do what you will. When we love, we see more, not less. We see what is right and proper, what is honorable, what is worthy of honor and praise. With proper heart sight, we will be led to do only that which is right and proper, what is godly, what is honorable, and worthy of praise. For it is only with the heart that one sees rightly. Today, the Lord invites us to see life and all it offers from the right perspective. And that right perspective is born from one's ability to allow room for the heart to do its proper role. Allow me to enumerate some of the characteristics of a person with the required heart sight and insight. First, the gospel passage tells us not to be afraid. One who sees rightly with the heart has a heart full of courage. Do not be afraid any longer, little flock, for your Father is pleased to give you the kingdom. Second, the Lord reminds us that a heart full of love is also a heart full of excitement and readiness for the coming of the Lord. Be like servants who await their master's return from a wedding, ready to open immediately when he comes and knocks. And third, a heart full of love is one imbued with a deep spirit of faithfulness. Blessed is that servant whom his master on arrival finds doing so, that which is expected of him. Knowing what's coming up ahead makes for good vision. Knowing what one ought to do because of what's sure to come and doing accordingly both make for heart sight. In Christian life, we need more than just insight. We need heart sight. For it is only with a believing and loving heart that one sees rightly and fully. And this, my dear friends, is your Kalakbayat Katoto in this week's episode of Puso sa Puso. Wishing you a blessed Sunday, everybody.